Hi, welcome back to P2G channel. P2G stands for Plan to Go and Persevere to Grow. And in your growth endeavor, here I am Pradeep Kulkarni trying to give you some knowledge dissemination with regard to banking. And in this series, we have already had a season 1 where we have dealt only legal aspects. Now we are discussing something about the banking, that is a general banking related aspects of principles and practice of banking. Already we have covered almost 8 videos. Now it is a ninth one, and in this ninth video we are talking something about international banking. And international banking means what? International banking is nothing but providing banking services for a cross-border transactions. What is mean by cross-border transactions? One country's border to another country, means from India to some other country. When transactions are happening, such transactions are called as cross-border transactions. And for all cross-border transactions, there is always a need of banking services, and that services when someone provides, then that bank can be called as a bank which is dealing for international banking activity. Banks offer different fund-based as well as non-fund based service to the clients who are involved in international business, such as some may be investor, some may be exporter, some may be importer, some may be simply remitting money to India. In addition to this, there are our own people who are residing abroad, residents Indian who are residing abroad, that's commonly understood as non-resident Indians. Those non-resident Indians also are in need of deposit and loan products. So all this is when offered by a bank, then it is called as international banking. And now next part is, let us understand now what is that exporter needs. What are all the kind of services exporter would be wanting? First comes the exporter wants money for the purpose of making the goods ready for the export, and this facility is offered as a packing credit. And once the goods are dispatched, then he may be in need of money. And if the goods are dispatched and he is in need of money, he comes to the bank that these are the goods dispatched under the letter of credit arrangement. Can you give money? That time our banks may give money after negotiating the bills. So export bill negotiation. So packing credit, export bill negotiation. Sometimes export bill may be purchased by the bank. Sometimes export bill is discounted by the bank. Export bills sent for collection and collecting the money on behalf of the exporter, providing bank guarantee on behalf of exporter, providing rupee credit against export bills. Sometimes our exporter wants a LC advising facility, that is also provided. Sometimes exporters LC confirmation, that also being provided. Now all these nitty-gritties or technical terms which I am talking to you, such as LC, such as advising, such as confirming, such as packing credit and supplier credit, all these things we will be discussing separately when we enter into the micro part of the banking activity. As in this particular video, we are talking only a macro scenario or a wide scenario, and therefore please understand these are the things you are supposed to know when you talk about international banking. Then next is what is the need of importer. Importers are also in need of some services, and those services are opening LC on behalf of them. Collection of bills means he has already imported something and that bill he need to retire, he need to pay, then that service is offered. Direct import bills also be on behalf of customers, banks, managers. Then providing buyers and suppliers credit on behalf of customer, that is also being provided. And last but not least, a bank guarantee also may be required for an importer, that is also provided by the bank. And these are the two important areas with regard to the exporter and importer. And as I have told you already, that whatever transactions are happening between a customer in between two different countries, such transactions are known as international transactions or cross-border transactions. And in this scenario, the individuals also fall for the purpose of remittances. That service is also offered by the bank, and Thereafter, the non-resident Indians who are there, they may be wanting few loan products, they may be wanting few deposit products for the purpose of their investments. So that service also is provided by the bank, and the entire gamut of this, in addition to providing the buying of the foreign currency and sale of foreign currency for the requirement, is also part of that. And this in detail we will discuss in our international banking detailed discussion. For the purpose of this, let us restrict up to this understanding of different terminology used with regard to international banking. In our next video, let us focus something on what is universal banking, what are all the depository services, what is mean by GDR, what is mean by ADR, what is mean by IDR, and then if time permits we may discuss something about the participatory notes. I once again thank you so much for being with me on this video. Please do visit for my next video.